What is up guys, Wraec is here with a new video and today with a guide for Sunlit Showdown. A very interesting event. It was announced as the 1 versus 1 event, which had me a little bit skeptic, I have to say. But seeing it right now, it reminds me of the other game that I play, Idle Heroes, where we have a game mode called Aspen Dungeon, where you have to be really smart with your hero use. And it's kind of the same here. I've beaten the Sunlit difficulty today, which is the highest difficulty, and wanted to show you guys a run, want to show you guys the tactics that I've been using, because I saw there is not too much info out there yet, and I really wanted to make sure that you guys at least have the best chances to go ahead and win this. So you have the Sunlit pack in here, which is like the story, which you can check out, and then the Sunlit market with all of the loot. You can see there are a ton of crystals in there. We also have like the Twilight Essence, so definitely want to get the loot that is in this event. Then we go into this and we have multiple difficulty first. I can't really show you this right now because we're already in the highest difficulty, but after clearing this attempt we can go and check this out. The main difference about this is that the enemies are a little bit weaker on the lower difficulties, and you can use your heroes more often, because if we go into this and we have consumables, but I will explain those later. You will see every single hero features like the 1 out of 1 here. And as the game mode already said, it is a 1 versus 1 game mode. So if I place a hero now, they will get the number. You can see we have a slot, we have the number 2 here, we have the number 3 here. And if I place another hero, let's just place Lucy, doesn't matter for the moment, she will get the number 1. And when the battle starts, both the number 1 heroes of our team and the enemy team, they will come out and they will fight in a 1 versus 1 battle. That means the other 2 heroes, they will be frozen essentially for a second, and they can't interact with it until one of the units loses. So let's say my unit comes out, beats the Roan. In that case, the enemy's number 2 will come on the battlefield, and my number 1 will stay until the number 1 is defeated. The optimal way to clear this would be when my number 1 defeats all 3 enemy units. And this is a very tough thing to do in certain situations. You always want to make sure that you check out what the enemy has. Here we see we have a very weak slot 1 hero, Roan, allowing us to use heroes, for example, that have a very slow ult or need a little bit of time to ramp up. Heroes that could easily clear this, for example, would be Wraec, but actually, quite funny, we had this exact stage before, so we actually used Wraec, and you can see he's now at 0 out of 1, so we can't use him, meaning we need another unit to beat this. Multiple units can beat that. We have very strong damage output from the Sinbad and a very strong damage output from the Lenya here as well, so both of which are like, those are like the considerations that you really want to take here and that you kind of want to do before you get into this game mode. So then the next step that we are going to take is, what do we have? Do we have strong units? Are there strong units for this game mode? And I have to say, yeah, there are some very strong units. Probably the strongest units that we have are like Chimera, Wraec and Athalia, so those are the ones that I generally tend to save up and try to beat stages like this with other units. We're going to go over a few more. One surprising one that is super strong is actually Soren. Maybe we want to use Soren right here? Oh no, we are going to save Soren up for a more difficult stage, I think. Let's start with Natsu. Very insane. And before we get into that, let me tell you about another strategy that I saw. I saw the strategy of using Pheromore and Rainier as kind of like support, because we can see we have the Pheromore buff on this Nero, and we also have the Rainier circle. From my testing, I have to say, when we start the battle, we are usually supposed to see an attack buff from Pheromore. I've never seen that attack buff on a hero, so I doubt Pheromore actually works. But what I have seen is that I had heal at the end of the fight from Rainier without even using Rainier. So Rainier was never part of the battle, and still we had heal from Rainier. So that might actually work to an extent. So let's start watching a fight here first. The first fight will be, of course, our Natsu against the enemy Roan. Natsu is kind of a monster, I have to say. You can see how much damage that did. During the ult, we of course won't stop, so he will actually take care of the first and the second unit with the ult. Yeah. So if we get another ult off, I'm pretty sure we can take away the win here. You want to have the stun. So Natsu, fairly strong unit, I noticed in those fights, but we can actually check this out. You can see, yeah, there is the heal on Rainier. So this seems to work, but we didn't see an attack buff on the Natsu. At least I didn't. So that is one thing to note there. Natsu kind of really working well here. And then you go from round to round, and you can see we came from the round of 32, so basically it is structured like a tournament. From the top 32, we now are into the top 16, then we will go to the top 8, to the top 4, the semifinals, and then for the finals in the last match. And one more thing that I want to say is the difficulty of those matches is vastly different. I had one fight, and we can check out the history for that, where I absolutely was destroyed. I think it was my first Sunlit attempt, where in the semifinals I actually fought Novik, where there was actually a boss battle. So I don't know, this was quite insane. It's just like the regular version of Novik, and this guy absolutely took care of my units. And this kind of brings us to different things that we also can do. Like during the time that we now just fought, we have actually obtained more consumables. So while we only had those at the beginning of the fight, if we now check out, we actually have some more. So those are options that you have. We have 2 damage that we can deal with that with a little bit of a stun, or we could go Alters 1 tier, allies HP and haste, and there are multiple others that are actually usable in here. There is the whole collection that we can check out over here. For Novik specifically, I probably would have really liked to have the War Flag. Immediately summons all standby allies into battle, and it kind of makes sense to check out what those can do. It is not very well explained at the start of battle. Actually, the game throws you in there and tells you, okay, yeah, quick select, and then you will just have those, and tells you to run it. And for some, you can kind of imagine it. Yeah, the red potion, that is the HP potion, the blue potion, the mana potion, so it stores energy to one ally. But for things like that, yeah, whatever that is, or that, and thus you kind of have to sometimes just take a look during battle at what you really have right there. If you want to have the haste stuff, what you want to have, and then you have to do your very best and hope for well, a really lucky attempt. You can have runs, and I want to show this as well for like the next one. I mean, it didn't do super well on, where do we actually have it? I didn't do super well on this one, I'll be honest with you. But there was no Novik in the semifinals, there was no boss at all. So that is what I want to say with the difficulty of that can vastly differ. And that is really mostly about checking out the enemies. We have Wraec here. He will take some time to actually charge up his ult, but once he's in his ult, he will get super tanky. And then we have 2 burst units coming right after. Khafra and Lenya will both be do a ton of damage to us, so we really want to consider what we are going to use for this. Personally, I'm kind of thinking we just go with Athalia. I think Athalia will be good. She will probably take care of the first guy. We could go with the mana potion for the Khafra, but as long as she has good HP, yeah, we're probably fine. The stun, of course, at the start from Khafra is very mean, but she has a lot of immunity phases and very, very, very massive damage output, so should probably be fine. And when we want to use one of those potions, you can see I only have one, and this one will be gone for the run, unless I drop another one if I decide to use it now. So that is something else you have to consider. One more thing, I was kind of hoping that the lineup appears. Oh, okay. Chippy can actually be mean, but his is called Not Merlin. Okay, that's cool. I've not seen this before, but it's called Not Merlin. Gives us actually a stimulant apparently. That is pretty cool. And we got the card here as well. Makes invincible for 6 seconds. Yeah, that is quite insane. Allies instantly defeated after this effect ends. So that is a tough one. Like, I probably like this more than the knife, even though I don't necessarily like this, if I'm honest. Not Merlin, definitely an interesting one. I was kind of hoping we get to see the interaction of like a Telene, because there is one stage that is super mean. It features a Telene in slot 1, and that is something I haven't really explained that, but some heroes, they actually don't stay dead. So if we have a Telene in slot 1 and we defeat that Telene and thereby start the battle against slot 2, Telene will actually stay as a fireball on the board and she will revive. And then you are in a 2 versus 1. So that is very mean. There are some units that actually do that, including Telene. And then the other one that is super mean if you fight her is Athalia, because Athalia will stay on the board in her Lance form. That is actually the case, and that is pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm actually not too sure what to do against Chippy and Hemi. I don't really want to waste something. I mean, like, we kind of still want to have our Chimera, right? So I kind of want to have my Chimera still. I kind of want to have my Sorin still, even though Sorin would take absolute care of this, if I'm honest. I guess maybe just Cryonaya. Cryonaya is kind of a decent choice. Are those all fist damage dealers? Oh no, Hemi's magic damage dealer. But Hemi doesn't deal much damage, right? We could go Hodgkin. But we want to make it clean, so let's do Cryonaya. I guess Cryonaya will be great. As long as she can deal with Wayland. I didn't really think about Wayland. Let's just mana potion her. I kind of forgot that Wayland was the thing. And I always stay on like 1 speed. I should have used it against Hemi. Against Chippy. Chippy actually mean. Like, it seems like such a meme stage. You know what I mean? Such a meme stage where they then just troll you by getting you defeated by Hemi. Should work out. And I'm just careful. I want to be able to do the health potion in case some crazy stuff happens. You can see, okay, Cryonaya took care of them all, so that worked out. We used battle supply. There are some quests there apparently too. Next stage, something difficult. Okay, that is the healer stage. The healer stage is actually alright. It's actually alright, the healer stage. We wanna replace this. I can increase. Oh, what is this? I haven't seen this one yet. Ally is currently in battle. Okay, this is not very good. We will take the knife. Which one was that? 2 seconds protection. The healers don't actually have a lot of damage, so Pheromore can actually clear them. If you want to do this and send Pheromore in there, is perfect, because he will just do his heal protect stuff. And maybe we should just do this, honestly, because Pheromore will pretty perfectly clear this. He will not have a problem with those. And then maybe we just put Leica. It's another effect in theory where you would be supposed to gain energy. Got a little bit of energy, I guess. And the Damien card. Do you see this interaction? We got 1 and 2 there at the same time. Because Damien just placed this card and went off again. We're stunned for 200,000 years. Damien card is gone. Big damage there on the Smokey. Big damage there on the Hewen. Then we have to take care of 1 more Damien card. That can stun us for 270 seconds. And because we defeated enemies, we actually don't lose HP here. So yeah, pretty easy clear by Pheromore. Not too much of a problem. And maybe we will get a last stage. Oh, this is pretty good. This is an insane shield. If you have the ice shield, that is a ton of HP that you just get. For this one, we got an Igor, we got a Thorin, we got a Callan. You know for who that screams to me? That screams Odie to me. Even though it's stupid, because like Odie for the most part isn't too great. Like, really isn't too great for those stages. But for this he's actually perfectly fine. I'll take the shield, we'll put Odie in there. Take the Lenya out, and maybe just as a support unit put like the probably one of the greatest units that is in here, Sorin next to it. And like all of those are insta-defeat units. And Odie will get back-to-back ults. So once he defeats one guy, he will get the energy back from his Mythic Plus. And that will actually make him quite strong there. Oh, we get to get the Callan. We get the Callan hits. Oh, good lord. Come on. Oh, yes, goodbye. Next. I shouldn't have been too confident. I feel like I did a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like I did a mistake. Let's shield. Should be enough. No! No, the timing! No, the timing! Oh, that was so bad. That was so bad. That was so stupid. That was so stupid. And now we have to push him to the border again to actually take care of this unit. Oh, that is so bad. Oh, we're going to lose this on the last one. Oh no, I screwed this up. Okay, yeah, can happen. You have to kind of think about the stages, you know? You have to kind of think about the stages and what you fight there. That was really sad. I'll be honest, that was really sad. 638,000 points now. Which is of course a little bit away. So yeah, you can see how even a small error can quickly end up in a disaster. Looking back, probably even the Soren wasn't a great idea. Like, especially against the units that we face right here, the Thorin and the Igor, would have probably been better to use another unit. Igor is essentially pretty difficult to deal with, though. That is something we have to say. We kind of, if you want to hear more about Igor, I will completely skip this now from this video because we have made an entire PvP video about Igor Thalia combinations yesterday. You can check this out. But yeah, so this was like sadly like a thing. I think Odi could have taken care of those if we didn't mistime this little power-up. Sadness. But yeah, so this is essentially the way this works. You have to kind of consider which hero is best to use against those stages. You can combine 2 heroes. You can combine even 3 heroes. The thing, for example, with Telene that I explained, where you place Telene in slot 1 and she revives, or enemy units do that and she revives. You can use that as well. You can place your Telene in slot 1 and have her revive. That is one thing that you can do. And this will quickly lead you through these stages. So one more thing that I kind of wanted to mention. And through that, you will earn the currency for the Sunlight market and can get yourself all of that loot. And actually, like just from the stuff that I have earned this today, we can buy multiple stellar crystals. So it's a pretty good event. And I just wanted to show you this. I will also link you a post by Magipanda suggesting some pretty strong units for this game mode. I think we have also pretty much shown the major units for this. There is an event bundle. I haven't bought it yet. It gives you, interestingly enough, a skin for Soren, which has some special animations. So that's pretty cool. We can try it out. I haven't really looked at it too much, but it has a special ult animation. Looks kind of fancy. I don't know if many of you guys even use Soren. For me personally, Soren was a unit a little bit to me like Niru that I more accidentally built, but I'm quite happy. He got Enhanced Force, so it's not bad. And by the way, if you want to use him, I definitely recommend to use the Enhanced Force. If you have Enhanced Force upgrade on him, it is quite helpful. So yeah, there is the skin. The pack, can we click on it? The pack is here, costs 350 Dragon Crystals. If you need any Dragon Crystals, of course, as always, you can check out Lootbar, as Lootbar will offer you the cheapest Dragon Crystals for AFK Journey that you can find. Personally, I use the lock-in top-up, I've only made good experiences with that. They go on your account pretty quickly, get you your Dragon Crystals and hop off again, which is absolutely nice service. I use it very often, and that is pretty much how I get the Dragon Crystals to do the crazy stuff I do on stream, like the summoning videos or stuff like that. So definitely check it out through the link down in the description. If you register through that, you get a 12 and an 8% discount coupon, which will make your Dragon Crystal purchases even cheaper. Overall, consider this more like an early guide. I wanted to get you a little bit closer to the mechanics, show you a few things that were already uncovered, but even if I go on Leapala at the moment, the channel for that is still fairly small. I expect that some people will take a closer look at the stages that are in there and will go into the specifics and check out, okay, which is the best hero to counter that, and maybe at that point we'll probably have a list showing, okay, for this stage use Odie. That was the way that it worked in the other game that I actually played in Idle Heroes for Espen Dungeon, where you had those optimal heroes and optimal things that you could do. Maybe somebody will do that. If something like that is posted, I will definitely make a video about it and keep you informed on this channel so that you can get the optimal points. And I will also, of course, personally try to go a little bit further, farm a little bit more, and collect a little bit more experience. And we will probably make an update on this. So if you like this video, or if you are waiting for the update, then please subscribe to this channel. Other than that, I wish you a great day, and we'll see us in the next one.